Hello, everybody! Good morning! Hey! It is Sunday, and we have us a bonus stream today. Why do we have a bonus stream? Well, as it turns out, Games Workshop basically decided, hey, look, we are going to release 500 Worlds. We're going to drop a whole new preview of other things too for you to donate your wallet to. And you know that we will. Oh my god, they come up with some absolutely cooked and awesome stuff. But yeah, no, oh my god, chat, are we gonna even be able to eat this year? Are we gonna be able to like spend any money on anything else but Warhammer? Holy my god, oh my goodness, holy throne itself. There is so much stuff coming out. At this point, just do a story time with a server projecting the screen. Oh my goodness. God, that's genius. God, that's genius. God, lol, that is actual genius. Good God. But yes. So, today, you know, actually, maybe, you know, I write that down, Colo. Write that down. Actually, write that down. Blood Angels say too soon. Honestly, I don't know about that one. We're gonna have to see what the Lion and Gilliman decide and how that goes down before we find out what the Blood Angels are up to. Who knows? Maybe Dante, Gilliman, and the Lion will form a triumvirate like they did back in Secundus. Yes. Who knows? But you know what? That's too spicy for me today. I'm gonna have to protect myself with some armor should people throw some a shade at my ideas. Uh-oh. Hang on, I did it again. Whoop. I have to be small to go into my armor chat. There we go. Then I have to make myself big. In the grim darkness of the far future of Warhammer 40k, there is no food, no fuel, no home, no mortgages, not even rent. Only Warhammer. Oh, good times. Good times. Oh, good times. Good times. Delicious. Man. I sure do like to feed myself with my 40,000 hammers. My 40,000 Warhammers. My god. Oh, man. But, chat. Okay, so let's get serious. Let's get serious. We've got, I'm going to turn the music. We've got a preview that is about 1 hour, 18 minutes, 48 seconds to get through. We shall get through it together. And you know what? We shall be able to live react to it today because I haven't watched it. I don't know what's in it. This is going to be very, very, very awesome, or it could be an absolute dumpster fire, depending on. Who knows? Let's find out together, chat. Yeah, that's right. I saved the preview for you guys. Just for you. We shall react to it together. Oh, computer noise. Ah! Computer noises! Computer noise is scary! Dear God! What? Okay. So, I started blasting chat. And, I remembered to unmute my tab this time. So, we'll have cursor capturing so that I can point at things. The Omdesire is... No! No, no! The Omdesire! Oh, no. We're gonna have to sacrifice Sheltered just to appease the angry machine spirits within. I hope you don't mind, Sheltered. Oh, no, we won't have to. Look, it worked. See? It worked. We won't need to sacrifice Sheltered, the machine spirit. It worked. Uh-oh. I should not push buttons. I should not push F keys whilst I'm still tabbed in. Okay. I'm sorry, Sheltered. Serve at a time. Oh no! Oh no, Sheltered, no! No! You're the servitor that's projecting story time for us all. Oh dear God. Oh dear God. All right, I'm gonna probably. I'll play. Hang on. Let me see what quality we've got. This at. Oh, 144p is not great. I'll try 1080. See if it. Chat, just out if the stream is cutting out all the time. If it is, I will drop the quality. Good old Australian internet. Okay. Also, I might. Oh no, that's fine. It's fine. That'll do. Let's do this. Okay, chat. Are we ready? Are we ready? Are we ready? 1 hour and basically 20 minutes worth of epicness. Are you ready, chat? Are you with me? We shall have a victory for the Emperor this day. Will we have LEMAN RUSS return? Will Dawn return with a big giant fist? Will Perturbator return in a dreadnought-caked armor suit? I don't know. Let's find out on the next episode of Donkey Ball Z. Okay, epic side. Sorry, I had to do it. The song Emperor's Victory played. It had to be done, chat. All right, let's dive into this. Oh Jesus, it's loud. Oh Jesus, it's loud. Emperor, protect my hearing.
Hello everybody and welcome to this very exciting New Year Warhammer preview. I'm Adam Troke. I'm joined by my friend and colleague Eddie Eccles, and we are delighted to welcome you all here.
Caption's not available. Sorry, chat.
Cool Warhammer reveals for you on the way in this preview. We have some Warhammer 40,000, some Warhammer Age of Sigmar, a little bit of Horus Heresy, some new animation to have a look at, and some Blood Bowl. So it is a packed preview with a little bit of something from every corner of Warhammer.
Fantastic. We're joined by loads of you already in the chat on both YouTube and on Twitch. Thank you for coming and spending some time with us. We're going to wait a while before we jump into the first preview so that people can continue to flood in. And it's always nice to do a little bit of, welcoming and greeting everybody. It's nice to know where you're all from. So if you wouldn't mind just...
I gotta say, they're doing pretty well this year. They're doing pretty well this year, chat. They didn't have half as much audio problems this year as last. I'm just gonna put that there. They're doing a lot better this year as far as getting the.
If you're in Twitch, we'll be following along. We got some people monitoring the questions.
That might be a bit too fast.
Eddie and I get fed.
Sorry, I want to speed it up a bit. But they're doing a fair bit better this year.
Maybe we can talk about what we've been doing hobby-wise.
You've been doing some hobby, Adam?
I have been doing some hobby.
Oh, really?
Here is my latest offerings. I've been doing an Angels of Death kill team for kill team, and I've dark angels them up. You can see there because they come in blue plastic, and I've been adding bits from my pretty extensive dark angels bits.
So they got a blue pile of shame.
Now they're a bit more advanced. They're all undercoated.
I see.
Base coated.
Oh, show off.
Well, yeah, I've not played as much kill team as I'd like, and this is my endeavour to.
Look at a lie. That particular one there looks heaps cool. I don't know done to kit bash who they've mixed up to kit bash it, but it looks heaps cool. Oh, I know. Actually, they've gotten parts from what kind of thing? Inner Circle's companion, and then mixed them with those little packets that you can get that are the gachas.
Have a game when you've got them already.
Yeah, I imagine you'll beat me up, but that'll be fine.
Yeah, we'll have fun. We'll be fun times.
That's the main thing, right? What about you, Eddie?
Well, I've been painting an even better chapter of Space Wolves.
Excuse me? Even better chapter? Slander! Lies! Lies and slander, but Space Wolves are pretty base too, in their own way.
I'd give you that.
Wow. And I've just been painting dreadnoughts, mostly. Just big dreadnoughts, little dreadnoughts, all the dreadnoughts I could find.
Are these for anything?
They are for a team event.
Exactly.
For Warhammer 40,000, and my contribution to the team is just loads and loads of dreadnoughts.
I quite like how they look polished, as if they've been made a couple months ago, and they've seen some service, but then there's a bit of wear to them, not too much wear to them, but just yeah, like they see service, but they're actively looked after, which I feel like is a bit more realistic, especially for dreadnoughts.
Redmoors. Great
They are
company,
brand Redmoors. Yeah, so I picked the angriest Space Wolves I could find for my
Strike.
group.
Of course.
Perfect. So,
Dreadies
it'd be
are the
nice
most
to,
angriest
just get a
Space
sense
Wolves
of
out
where
there.
you're tuning in from. We're seeing we've got people tuning in from Spain and France, a bunch from the US, so welcome. Loads of people from the UK, and even here in Nottingham. And a couple, it
Dark
seems,
Angels.
as far-flung as
Watch
the
out, set them,
upside-down
yeah.
lands of Australia. So
This is
well
true.
done for Iron Manning it and staying up all night. That's good.
Shelton, you know what I'm looking forward to when the Dark Angels go, hey, like, do you remember our Mortis pattern dreadnoughts? Well, we might have come up with our own Mortis pattern Redemptor dreadnought. Can you imagine the day we finally see a quad linked Redemptor dreadnought with the Ballistus dreadnought. Imagine Shelter, the Dark Angels decide, hey, like, what if we just do our old school Mortis pattern on a Ballistus, like quad linked las cannons?
Lovely to have you all here. If you are tuning in from far-flung places and you want to join in the conversation online, we've got our international social media teams. You'll see them here for Facebook and Instagram. Why not drop onto those handles and join in the conversation in your own language if you like? Yeah. Perfect. One of the things that we'll be doing,
Interesting. I didn't know that was a thing.
We'll be keeping an eye on Twitch stream. If you want to ask a question, type the word question in block caps and then write your question afterwards, and we'll try and filter through and cover some questions about the things that we're showing to make sure that you get the answers that you need.
Yeah, we'll try and tell you all the important stuff, but there might be some things that you really, really, really want to know, and if anything like that, pop in the comments.
Yeah, I would suggest keeping it about the releases.
Oh yeah, not just generally, not just like, you know, how big is a blue whale, that sort of stuff.
Exactly, and there's only
about
there's only so much time in the world, right? We reckon we'll be here probably for the next hour and a quarter or
Something
so.
like
It
that,
just
yeah.
depends how fast we talk. And
Yeah,
how
no,
much stuff there is to show.
it does
And there
depend
is
how
a lot.
fast you guys talk. That's why
We've already
you're
told people what we're going to show.
upped by
We've already done the
5%.
introductions. People know how to ask questions. I think it might be time
think it
to
might
go
be time to
to
start.
our first reveal. Let's go to the grim darkness of the
Ooh.
Dark Millennium.
First reveal. First reveal. Excuse me. Oh. Yes. Oh shoot! Hang on. This is what I want slowed down. Sorry, I want this back to 1%. Just sorry. It's when they're talking that's a problem. Oh. Yes. Yes. Oh, chat. Oh, God. Prepared to be. Oh, my goodness. We've been seeing Huron Blackheart like showing up on YouTube for a fair bit, and it's pretty clear to see that that Mr. Huron was gonna have a box set of friends to come along with him. Not surprising in the least, considering that his warband is comparable to the Black Legion, and we just haven't had enough revealed. I'm not gonna lie though, it feels like his armor pattern and his weapons of choice are like alternate reality Horus, alternate reality Abaddon. You have a power, you have a melee, you have a power like Talon based fist on one side, and then you've got like a extra melee weapon of choice. I would have gone like, okay, like here's a funny chat. In the grim darkness of the far future, making yourself a melee only specialist doesn't feel very you know where I want to go with this. It doesn't really feel like the optimal choice. Why? But especially, I don't know. Maybe it's just because they want a leadership unit to be more imposing, but it is badass. Don't get me wrong. Huron does look
What a way
badass.
to kick off the
It's
preview
just
show
really
with
funny to me
incredible
that
releases all themed
it's
around
like
the
in the grim
Maelstrom.
darkness of the far
Eddie,
future.
how do we even
You
start
bring
with this?
This is a
knives
fairly
to a
sizable release
gunfight.
for Warhammer 40,000, and two
You know?
armies are getting a lot of new plastic miniatures: Chaos Space Marines and the forces of the Eldari. If we start on the diabolically heretical side of things. This is Huron Blackheart and the Masters of the Maelstrom. We knew, of course, that Huron Blackheart was on his way. We suspected there might have been some other Corsair-y looking things along with him. But we can now reveal that he is on his way as part of a character box set, not unlike the Titus box set we saw released over recent weeks. And it is a phenomenal set.
So, does anybody know how much shelter do you know about the Badab Wars? I don't know if Badab are something that we should go into in this stream. It's like at least maybe an hour straight talking. But if you don't know too much about Huron chat, 100% would recommend that you hit up a wiki at least about the Badab Wars and then look up what novels relate to the Badab Wars and Huron Blackheart. And the Red Corsairs.
Of miniatures, starring, of course, Huron Blackheart. We've seen this guy before a little bit, but just a reminder for those of you who might not have seen him already.
It's always nice to look at the,
I think it would
the
probably be its own stream at this point.
Hammer Dryer, and he's showing what happens when you go on the wrong side of a melter gun, signed courtesy of Captain Andocles of the Star Phantoms chapter. He doesn't come alone, as you mentioned. There is a swathe of interesting characters in his retinue. Why don't we take a look at some of those? First up would be Geryon the Corpse Master. He's the Lord Apothecary of the Red Corsairs. He was the Apothecary in the Astral Claws, the chapter that was.
Man.
And he was part of Huron's machinations to...
That smile, chat. Just look at that smile. He look at this smile. The look of glee on this dude's face as he's about to just, like, perform surgeries of abominable nature upon this man's physique. Yeah. Oh no. Yeah, oh no. Oh no. This dude's about to be dreadnoughtified, and not in a fun way, I think. Is it ever really fun? Is there ever really a fun way to be dreadnoughtified, though? Let's be real.
Play about with their gene seed and
you only know if you're on My Lord's Omnibus.
Which is the whole problem that kicked off the Fourth Quadrant Rebellion in the first place.
And the rest is history.
Yeah, well, exactly so.
So some fun stuff about how he plays in games. Obviously, he is kind of not really got the best interest at heart of the Red Corsairs.
He's got that.
You can see a
Mecha. Is that a Mechadendrite? It looks really big for one.
Awkwardly.
Yeah, he's not going to get the medical attention that he's particularly looking for. He has a special rule basically where if a Red Corsair unit near him is at half strength, he can have a command point because he's harvesting the gene seed, and that's what he's looking for. He can also bring models back into the unit that he is in. So Huron and his retinue are a little bit more durable. Not the battlefield medic that the Red Corsairs might want, but definitely the one they deserve. Next up in line is Qatar Garrix, who is the headsman of the Red Corsairs. This is Huron Blackheart's personal executioner, and he comes appropriately enough from the Executioner's chapter, one of those chapters swept up in the Fourth Quadrant Rebellion and part of the Badab War. He signed on permanently with Huron Blackheart after the events of that, and now serves as kind of like a warning to any Red Corsairs that might want to step out of line. His presence on the bridge of a
interesting. I love this retake of a chaplain where the dude is basically just an executioner who says, "Step out of line. Don't follow orders. Don't do anything that is loyal, and I, your chaplain, will just straight up kill you." that is that's like chaplains if they became a little bit more even more grimdark, even more brutal, even more metal. Like, see, every other chaplain that's a loyalist would just tell you the songs of their ancestors and try to motivate you, you know, in most cases, unless you're the Dark Angels, in which case they might trip you over, call you a fallen, and then interrogate you as to why you are a fallen whilst torturing you. But jokes aside, The headsman Qatar Garrix looks like heaps cool. Also, just so you know, there are primary sources for the Bad Dab Wars if you want to know more. Sheltered. A lot of them are lore books. So you've got Imperial Armor Volume 9, The Bad Dab War Part 1, Volume 10, The Bad Dab War Part 2. The issue is that they're... Oh, sorry. The issue is that they are Forge World books, so it's probably gonna be like it'd be a quest to get them, but you could get them. But yeah, you want to look at like chapters such as the Astral Claws, Executioners, the Lamenters. I think there's like a couple more dudes, but you have literally got the space sharks coming in to deal with this situation, the salamanders, and a few other dudes in the Bad Eye Wars. It's batshit insane. It's awesome. But yeah, it is definitely a good, it is definitely some juicy lore. I would recommend. A real life quest will begin tomorrow. Oh my god. That's amazing. I've put you on a quest, Sheltered Man. You just see like the Skyrim quest dialogue appearing as like a new quest appears. A new hand touches the beacon.
Vessel will quell even the smallest rumor of like insurrection.
Yeah, I think if you turn up with the heads of the previous 7 people who had
I feel like
insurrections,
this
that
would be an
certainly sends a message,
amazing
doesn't it?
kit bash.
Absolutely.
In game terms, no massive
I really
surprises
do.
that he is very good at killing enemy characters. He has precision and anti-character on his weapons, which is pretty cool.
Nice, and he just looks incredible. Really grim and foreboding character.
Monty
and,
Python,
yeah,
the Holy
enough
Grail.
head-
Oh my god. What? Oh god. You're just looking for the Holy Grail only to like find out that someone else has it and they don't want to give it to you.
to send the message to anybody who wants to hear it. Next up in this retinue, and if you had Mantis Warriors in 2026 on your bingo card, congratulations. This is Garlon Soul Eater, who was once a Mantis Warriors librarian. He has signed up with the Red Corsairs, and he is known as the Tyrant's Witch.
You mentioned the Mantis Warriors too,
formidable
but yeah.
Psyker, now a
them
Chaos
too.
Sorcerer,
Part of
and he uses his
thing.
powers to sort of corrupt the minds
Bad
of those
Wars.
around him. There's stories of him sort of turning the crews
Yeah,
of like
this one
gun
does look
decks against
amazing.
their allies and like firing salvos at supposedly friendly ships. And he's kind of like Huron's spy master and manipulates all of the sort of schemes around.
There's a lot of schemes.
the-
to keep track of,
Well, I
isn't there?
imagine
This
so,
kinda
right?
helps you out.
He's also got a
Bro,
really cool
looks
helmet,
so
and
good.
the rumor is he hasn't taken it off for more than a decade, and maybe he's hideously mutated underneath.
Could be. He's got some really tasty rules in Warhammer 40,000 as well. He has a precision psychic attack that is d6+1 damage, which means you can basically pick out.
I'm not gonna
enemy,
lie, the way
characters
that
in
they
units.
painted the power cabling is nice. Also, the fact that you can still see the power cabling is indicative of the armor type he's using. Which one was it that had the power cables exposed? I think it was it totally will tear me a new one for forgetting this. I think it might have been the Mark Fives. Let me look this up. Power armor 40k. Power cables. Power cable. Okay. Oh geez, I gotta skip through technical specs, power cable. Is it the Mark 5s or the Mark 4s or the Mark 3? No, the 3s had like crazy plating at the front. It can't be the 3s. The 3s are too heavily armored at the front because they're all about like... Wait, was it the 3s I'm thinking of? No, I might be getting it all mixed up, chat. There is a lot of different perks to the different... Oh, here we go. Mark... Okay. Ugh. Roman numerals. V5I1I17. What? Okay, so the Mark 7 power armor. Mark 7 Aquila? Yeah, Mark 7 Aquila power armor. Had the exposed. God, I was so wrong. Don't tell my. Do not at Undialapis in Discord, and do not at Undialapis and then link him this time in the stream. He knows that I sat down, wrote a whole script about the different power armors over a year ago, and I haven't voiced it yet and recorded it or edited it. But it's been so long that, and there's so many details about different power armor systems, that like it's hard to remember what they all are. But honestly, I could do with a refresher course in power armor again. But yeah, it looks like it's a Mark 7 because of those exposed power cables. I mean, oh yeah. It's definitely Mark 7. Even the Splashtron is like the same shape too. And the helmet that he's got. Oh, yeah, it looks like a redo of the Mark 7 helmet. His Vox grill isn't the like D shape though. But it definitely looks like Mark 7 power armor with a twist.
And just take them out, basically mind wrench them out of reality.
Fantastic.
Yeah,
another great
Mark 7 helmet, OG Mark 7 helmet, my favorite helmet. I've still got an army of Mark 7 Space Wolves.
Fight. This is Captain Sargotta. She was once a Imperial Navy commander from the Solar Segmentum fleets.
Oh,
incredibly well placed within the noble houses, long lineage and dynasty behind her. She was politically outmaneuvered once she was injured, and while she was convalescing sort of her position and station, thinking from her, in revenge, she essentially orchestrated the handover of an entire naval dockyard and its ships and crews to a pirate fleet. I wonder whose.
Also, holy crap,
exactly. And now she serves
that sword is supposed to be a saver, but
biggest battle cruisers in Huron's fleet, where she oversees
it's
a lot of his
almost as tall as she is,
the battlefield sometimes,
putting it at like longsword, greatsword length.
This is my favorite model from this box set.
It's really good.
It's really fun. It's like a nice characterful diorama piece.
I can look, as someone that does longsword fencing, I can only imagine
during boarding of
how
enemy ships. So it's effectively
the
like a
hell
mobile
you're gonna
command
try
base,
and
but she
wield
can
a sword
plug it
like that.
into the command stations of enemy ships once they've been boarded to take it over.
Yeah.
So
it's also super strong. It's beautiful looking.
The
Oh my god, though! I can only imagine trying to wield that thing.
And then suddenly all of those data slates behind
with those proportions. I hope she's got like augmented arms or something.
I like the little bird skulls on the shoulder as well. I like to imagine one of those was a parrot.
There you go. Yep, very practical. Fantastic model and really exciting addition. The next one, maybe even stranger, and a lot of people have been trying to guess what
but
this
yeah,
means.
me liking that model.
Right.
That looks sick.
Well done.
This is a Tyrellian dog soldier known as the Enforcer. She is essentially the warrior that Huron sends out to hunt down those who would dissent against him, and maybe there's people naysaying his leadership or Renee Yigon deals. And so
oh God, please don't cancel me now, Shelton.
Relentlessly, she'll go as far as it takes to do so, and she takes with her Plunder, which is the canine-ish, canid-looking creature. That is, if you were wondering, an adolescent Barghisi. If the term Barghisi is familiar to you, that's because in Warhammer 40,000 there's a thing called the hyper-violent Barghisi.
It's interesting to me that they went with lizards.
This is what they look
like
heard
nothing?
before they are big enough to be called the hyper-violent.
Thank you.
When she first met it, it bit her arm off, which is why she's got that unusual bionic sort of fist thing that you can see there. Now it serves essentially as her little hunter-killer. But she has to keep an eye on it because they're prone to spates of really rapid growth, and eventually it will become too big to manage. And rumours of Barghisi like devastating entire spaceports run rife. So she'll eventually have to take it to the Warhammer 40,000 equivalent of the woodshed.
Or the space farm.
Oh yeah, well, a happy ending for everybody.
Actually,
in the
I love this.
I think what this miniature does, in terms of like telling you about the story of Huron,
please tell me there's like a saving throw you have to make every single turn.
Have you got like renegade,
just in case it turns on
humans, you also have alien pirates and bounty hunters and all the kind of ne'er-do-wells and piratical forces from the whole region gravitating towards the Maelstrom.
There's
it's not
like
just
more
about
Xenos models.
Chaos Space Marines.
You know what I want?
Master of this enormous.
I want more of the universe's like crazy flora and fauna. Give me those crazy Catachan poisonous animals. Give me those giga-sized great beasts of Caliban. Give me these models, yo. I want to see those kinds of Xenos. Give us the Rangda. Tell us what, like, dang it. I wanna go back and do a Great Crusade game. You don't want nightmares? Oh god. Oh god. But you know what, Shelton? I actually suspect that the Rangda looked a fair bit like eldritch creatures, like Cthulhu. They were basically based off Cthulhu is my theory.
Pirate empire within the Maelstrom.
Absolutely, yeah. The forces at his disposal are vast, and if you want to resist the sort of oppressive regime, as they would call it, of the Imperium or other places, then the Maelstrom might be the place for you. And I'm sure he's a very kind-hearted leader. Speaking of Huron Blackheart, he does not come alone. The Masters of the Maelstrom are joined by this box.
Yeah.
Everything you see here comes in a big box called the Lords of the Maelstrom, and is
Take note, they're all Mark 7s from the look of it, chat. They are all wearing Mark 7s from the look of it. Only from the look of it. At a first glance. I can only see Mark 7 stuff that has been, like, touched up and changed up. Which is dope, because Mark 7 is, like, one of the most popular armor systems. Oh god, I love the Terminator Squad. Dude, the Terminator Squad looks great. It looks great. It looks fantastic. You need it. You need some Red Corsairs. Bro. That it would be sick. I feel like it would be, yeah, just perfection to have like this as a box set, just for like just for the lols, chat, to be able to play just a few like throwaway games where like you're not gonna well, for me anyway, where I can play some throwaway games where it's Chaos Warband versus Loyalist group, and I don't have to think too much about whether or not it's a D&D campaign. I don't know, sometimes I just want like a nice battle game, like a simple war game. Other days I want to get back to my D&D campaign. Yeah, I know, right? I know. They'd look so good with the 10,000 Eyes army. Actually, Markog has been sheltered. Markog is like more or less done being painted and built. I'll have to snap you some photos in the minis chat later. I've got the model that I want to use for yeah. You know who I'm talking about. Yeah. So I chose a paint scheme and then changed it up completely later on, and I'm so glad I did. He looks so good like this. Like just so good. Yeah, I can't wait to show you. I will, I'll snap you a picture right after stream. It's a good thing stream will be short today. But to be honest, I think a red Corsair, even just like include, oh my god. Yeah, Baylor will be really hard to do. I think from like the standpoint that I'll need to magnetize him. I have magnetized a fair few Legionnaires, but I decided I was gonna remake the Baylor model that I did make because I just didn't like the Chaos Blade that I gave him, because you know how he gets the a Chaos Blade, which is more or less like a knife, but it's so big that it's a freaking sword. He gets gifted one, and that he uses that same one to kill Seraphax after Seraphax becomes a Demon Prince. I'm also trying to figure out what Demon Prince model I want to kit bash to create Seraphax Ascended, but I have a model already for Seraphax. I took the Master of Possession model, and I was going to utilize that with a few different other bits and bobs, to create a Seraphax. But I'm also thinking about how I want to get the helmet done for him, because I like, look, sorry, not the helmet, the head, because his head is like this really epic long flowy hair that becomes fire, like warp fire, and I'm just trying to figure out how I'm gonna do that. Yes. I actually got one gifted to me for Christmas. It was so good. It was so good. I got them, dude. I got them. I'm gonna end up building them later too. I was gonna pick my painting method this month actually for them. I was thinking about a slap chop method where like you pick like either a dark or bright undercoat, and then you go over with like the opposite in shade in shaders, and then you let it dry, and then go with contrast paint over, or bright or dark undercoat, and then dry brush the opposite color for like a highlight to create the shades as well, and then go over in contrast paint and then detail. But yeah, like, I guess it just depends what I end up deciding by the end of the month. I was gonna experiment by painting up Stormcast Eternals in different ways to see how which method I'm happy with for them, and which one seems like a more effective way to paint them. Oh, we'll see. I'm painting Lionel Johnson though this month. I'm actually painting him up. He will no longer be in my my grey pile of shame.
Essentially, the heart of
Gilliman is painted up at least.
It's got loads of great models in it, including some brand new ones.
I'm yet to post my pictures of painted up Gilliman.
Yeah, so some of these miniatures, all of these miniatures will eventually be available separately. Some of these are old miniatures with upgrade kits. Some of them are brand new miniatures. These are Raiders. They are a brand new miniature set. These are effective.
Gilliman painted up to 90% though. There was a few details I was missing that I want to make sure are done. Also, yes, absolutely, the Red Corsair Raiders look fantastic. They look fantastic. What the hell? These guys would look so good as Thousand Eyes, even. Like, they have the right power armor. Like, they do. They really do. For a lot of Thousand Eyes dudes. Honestly. Oh my gosh. Chat. This guy with that head, that would make for a fantastic Baylor. Like a fantastic Baylor. Oh. Could you imagine? Just imagine this dude. And he's got a chaos knife. That could be the knife. My guys. Chat, that's it. This is it. I could use this as like either reference when I'm kit bashing like Horus Heresy bits, or I could actually just take this model on its own. That is such a good model I could take and use for Baylor. The only thing I'd need to do is take the arms off and replace them with, well, take the weapons off and replace them with something else. But yeah, Baylor uses a bolt gun, and he forgoes non-conventional weaponry. He's supposed to be just like a unit with his ability to fight conventionally to the point that like warp juice dudes can't keep up with him. Like he's the most dangerous person in Seraphax's retinue.
Effectively the elite of the Red Corsairs. They sit somewhere between legionaries and chosen in terms of power and hierarchy.
Yep.
And they are the
How many
veterans
firstborn
of the
left in the
Barab
legions
Wars and
compared to the
various
Primaris?
different conflicts within the Maelstrom. As far
I
as
don't think you want to know,
in-game,
Shelton.
they are a really useful little unit. They have infiltrate.
There isn't that many. There is, look, in the grand scheme of things, there, like, if I give you that number, it's a lot, but compared to the Primaris, it's not. How many? I'll give you. I did look at this before. How many Primaris Space Marines are there? There is about allegedly over 120,000 in one source, but then another source suggests that there is 1 million or more Primaris Space Marines created by Belisarius Call and deployed during the Indomitus Crusade. So take your pick. Take your pick. I would say that the source that explains that there is more is probably more correct, considering the galaxy is a big ass place, and you probably might need a military force in the millions, potentially. Do keep in mind, since the creation of the Primaris, like they probably would have gone up and down. Raiders look like the size of the Firstborn. Well, like most Chaos Space Marines are just
they have a really
Firstborn.
respectable combat.
They don't know how to make Primaris Space Marines. I don't think they can even make Primaris. Besides, they get the warp steroids anyway.
So and they've also got things that melt.
The Loyalists getting Primaris as an upgrade, I would have said probably just levels the playing field a bit more.
Guns and power fists and stuff that you can put into the unit.
That
so really useful all
really?
unit.
Yeah,
Did he steal the Primaris? I did not. Hang on, let me just check that. Can Fabius? Oh, it's interesting. So he's going to try. He hasn't quite figured out how to yet. Yeah, okay. When you said Fabius can, I thought you meant like in present lore he can. When you said that, so I was a bit worried. I was like, hang on, has there been a new development that I've missed? But it looks like what I thought it was, which is that he's still in the discovery phase of trying to like figure it out. But it's not like he can't, it's just more that he hasn't yet. Let me just try this a different way. Has Fabius made Yeah, he hasn't. Okay. Yeah, you really had me worried, Sheltered, that he had actually gone ahead and made Primaris. When I thought he was still in the discovery. No, it's okay. I thought I'd missed something big here, and I was like, wait, what?
Not just great in terms of game rules, but also the models are fantastic, right? This is the personification of what it means to be a renegade Chaos Space Marine. You're existing outside of the structures of the mighty Space Marine Legion.
This is what my hair would look like if it was like cut short again, is that it would flow down to the side and stop at like about jaw height. In fact, my usual hairstyle is a bit longer than that. My usual hairstyle is a fair bit longer than that. Currently, my hair, it's that shape, but it's going down past my chest.
And the plate armor and
good times, but like way back in the day, chat, it used to be to about jaw height.
So a lot of their war gear looks scavenged and
oh man, I love the scavenged
plate
wargear
armor and
look.
so on is sort of cobbled together.
Yeah, they. Oh my god. Oh my god, they look just so good as Fallen.
Got
Just
lots of
so
trappings on them
good.
from various battles and enemies that they fought. It's really quite exciting to see these.
Like, could you imagine making Zabriel? Oh, the BK helm is solid. Oh, we have a tech heretic in chat. We have an abominable intelligence in chat. Time to hang on. I gotta figure out which chat we're in. Purge the heretic. Ban it. There we go. There will be no abominable AIs in my chat. Thank you very much. You have a cranky grouper 1. You have been met with by the Emperor's Mercy upon the end of my banhammer. But dang, they would look so good as Fallen.
To them have got like pelts of wild animals or coarse hair, as I like to call it.
You just take off the fist logo and put on like
next up you
Dark
can
Angel,
see the Chaos Terminator
or
squad.
you put on
these
Fallen,
are the Chaos Terminators
Dark
that
Angel.
you already know and love if you're a Chaos Space Marine player.
Stuffs.
The difference here
4,000
being
eye stuffs.
they have new sculpted detail shoulder pads, which are included within this box set. So essentially, you can just tailor them to look like Red Corsairs. Obviously, Chaos Terminators are fantastically useful if you're living your life via the medium of shipboarding actions.
Yeah,
and so
there's quite a lot of Chaos Terminators that show up in some of the Red Corsair Black Library stories as well.
Yeah,
so this is very thematic for them to have. I think they look great in red and black as well.
It's a really striking colour scheme. It's a good colour scheme. Yeah, absolutely. Similarly, you have the Legionaries. This is the same kit that you might be used to from the other Chaos Space Marine Legions. And again, there's upgrades that tailor them towards looking like Red Corsairs. So you've got these fantastic Red Corsair shoulder pads. And then you've got some other details as well. We'll show what they look like in a moment.
But you've got like one of them had a dude impaled on their backpack.
On their power pack. There we go. That is the whole upgrade kit.
Ooh, the upgrade kit. Oh, the upgrade kit. I like the heads. I very much like the heads.
You can see there, you've got the Terminator shoulder pads. You've got the shoulder pads that fit Legionaries, but they'll also...
Am I the only one that sees that eye makeup and I'm like, it's Batman. It's straight up Batman. Or Robin.
Fit anything in that kind of like size of armor. If you want to have some like raptors or something, you could do those too. You've got some really cool unhelmeted heads.
I think the heads are the most exciting.
The heads are cool, yeah. I mean, it's all
really
good, isn't it? And then there's some big transfers as well. So if you want to have like rhinos and land raiders and dreadnoughts and things that have the appropriate iconography on it, you can do that too.
Yeah, what you get with this transfer sheet is way more than you need to do just the models that come in the set. So if you're looking to build a big Red Corsairs force, well, you'll be able to. Right, that was all
interesting,
pretty exciting, but it's not done. There's also the Traitor Guardsmen. These are the exact Traitor Guardsmen you know and love. They're just in red and working for the Red Corsairs. And
oh, I like this one. I very much like that one.
They kind of exemplify all of those people that flock to Huron's banner and sort of try and survive outside of the restrictions of the Astra Militarum and the Imperium at large.
Yep, that's fair. And we've got one more miniature, I think.
Yeah, and so bringing up the Rhea is actually my favourite model out of this launch. I think the Reeve Captain really just hits home on what it means to be a Renegade Chaos Space Marine. Just a fantastic model. He's a multi-part kit, but the one right in the centre is the one that really gets me. Loads of detail, loads of plunder. He's picked up bits and pieces from lots of battles, and he just looks incredible. And he's quite good in the game, right?
Yeah. So there's loads of options on the kit to start with. So this is a multi-part plastic kit. You've got two different combat weapons.
That
They've got
power
different stats
mace
in the game. You've got a sword.
Looks
you've got a mace.
fantastic.
You can have a plasma pistol if you want him to have, or you can have a bolt pistol.
I love the glue they painted on it.
A very good addition to your army. He is a Reeve Captain. So I suppose might indicate
he's
either maybe a veteran of the Astral Claws, maybe one of the previous.
Hang on, there we go. My model was covering it earlier, but this is a good shot. Get a load of that. Look at that. Look at that power effect that they did.
Captains, or maybe someone who's risen through the ranks of the Red Corsairs since. So he is somewhere thereabouts of Chaos Lord level in terms of his abilities. He is a little bit less fighty than a Chaos Lord, but he brings more to the table in terms of abilities that you can give to your unit. He has influence.
By the way, Shelton, I'm going to be experimenting with creating lightning effects. I saw something by El Miniaturista. Please, oh my god, if you all haven't seen him on Instagram or on Facebook, please, oh my god, you don't know what you're missing. Go check out El Miniaturista. The dude is just amazing, honestly. Like, you do not know what you are missing out on. That guy is constantly pushing the limits of his painting ability. I have learned so many cool, creative ways of creating effects. Sheltered, I've got to tell you this. I have to leak it. Basically, you can create power lightning effects by getting paper clips and bending them with pliers and then gluing them to the model. And like what you do is you paint them with like a glow effect, and then it creates an actual 3D lightning arc out of the weapon. It looks sick. Especially if you angle it all right and correctly. El Miniaturista did one where he put a lightning arc effect out of the hand of like a librarian. It is just so cool. It is just so cool. And then he did it again with a librarian who had a force hammer. A force weapon, and it was a hammer. And he was he did it in such a way that the head of a Necron was like decapitated, but you could see him creating the power arc effect with the paper clips and everything at the point of impact. Oh, it's so good. I'll see if I could pull that, actually. I'll see if I can pull it. Mute. Oh, okay. Yeah. Oh, first right away, El Miniaturista. You know what? Let's drop a link to El Miniaturista right now in all chats, all available chats. Shout out to El Miniaturista. Oh my god, you gotta see him. You gotta see him. I go to this guy when I want to consume like painting content. But dear God, this man is just next level. You will always walk away with something new to learn. Oh my gosh. Here you go. I think I found the one I'm thinking of, by the way. I think I found it. Get a load of this one, Sheltered. Click that one. Click that one. And you'll see in this reel, it's insane. It's insane what he does. He melts. He even melts like the actual model of the Necron using a flame heated piece of metal to make it look like the Necron was actually hit and melted by the energy of the power actually going through the weapon into the Necron. And he put paper clips bent up as well to simulate that energy effect. It's just so good. It's just so good. I wanna and like not just paint power onto it, but I wanna simulate the heck out of like power arcs like that. Like just spam it. Like all over it. It looks sick. Yeah, you saw it. Hell yeah.
Which means that he's a great addition to some of those Red Corsair squads we talked about before. So he can be right up in the enemy's face early on in the game. He can also give you loads of abilities when you charge into close combat, and you've got lots of stuff across the Chaos
he is next level, dude.
That allows you to have things like blood and charge, so they stack really nicely with those.
He is next level.
An extra point of strength, an extra point of AP, and re-rolling charges with this guy on that unit, which might be infiltrating right up in the enemy's face, which is a pretty tasty little combo.
Nice.
And worth saying as well, with all of the stuff that we've just talked through there, you can absolutely do this as a red Corsairs army if you want. If you want to go all in for Huron Blackheart and go with the red and black of that force, you can. Or you can add these into any other Chaos Space Marine army. So if you've got an existing Black Legion army and you want to sprinkle a little bit of red Corsairs into it, or team them up with the Alpha Legion, you can absolutely do that.
Perfect. We are not even halfway done with the stuff for this Maelstrom section. We've talked about Huron and the Red Corsairs. In that video that we saw at the beginning, we saw
That's only
another
half
force.
the pirates we have.
Exactly. So
By the
let's
way,
go
chat,
and look at Prince Iriel and his Eldritch Raiders.
I know who we're gonna raid to later. We're gonna raid to if they're still doing what they're doing, there is a Blood Angels vs Chaos Demons war game going on live on Twitch right now, and I 100% want to send you guys to them when we get the chance, or we can watch the World's the Warhammer 40,000 Spring Open. It's day 2. I can send you guys that way if they have raids turned on the official Warhammer channel. Either or. But let's check out this Eldari group. So these are the Eldritch Raiders. This is a massive battle box, actually.
So a little bit of a lore dump for you. If you're unaware, Prince Iriel is a renowned Eldari hero. He is the saviour of Craftworld Iyanden when it was under attack from the hive fleets of the Tyranids, and really solidified his sort of place in legend. But the thing he loves is to range across the galaxy, reaving, and at the head of this army, the Eldritch Raiders. This is a box set. Everything you see on here is included within it, and we'll take you through and have a quick look at all of those things. First out of the gates are the Corsair Skyreavers.
Yeah, so this is a really useful little unit for Corsairs. You can include these in a Corsair army or in a entirely Craftworld army if you want to. And this is a really flexible, fast-moving unit. You can kit them out in all sorts of different ways. They come as standard with Corsair blades and Shuriken pistols, which is a great little kind of...
I love the sheen effect that was painted on that.
Combo to pick on little isolated enemy units, but you've also got the option to include quite a lot of different special weapons in the unit. So if you want to make them anti-infantry, you've got things like shredders and flamers. If you want to make them anti-tank, you can put fusion guns and stuff like that in the unit. And they've got a lot of movement abilities. They come with scout, deep strike, and a reactive move ability as standard, which means they're going to be very hard to pin down. So they've got a phenomenal kind of objective game.
Yeah, they really play into that sort of hit and withdraw aspect of the Eldritch Raiders that makes them famous. They're also a lovely callback to some very classic Rogue Trader era artwork. If you're of a certain vintage like me, you'll recognise it. And it feels quite nice to see that sort of
I see
imagery making it into the modern Warhammer 40,000 tabletop. In a similar vein, in terms of the flexibility and the way they fight, there's another unit within this set. You'll be familiar with them if you've maybe played Kill Team over the last few years. These are the Corsair Void Reavers.
What did you do, Cal?
So it's the same kit returned, and they'll be in this Eldritch Raiders box. Tell us about the Void Reavers, if you
What did you do
so
to me?
The Corsair Void Reavers are your kind of line Corsair infantry. That's a really flexible kit. You can build them as either a kind of battle line version or as an elite version. They have loads of different weapon options. So they're one of the most flexible kits in Warhammer 40,000 in terms of the different range of stuff you can give them. You can make them very anti-infantry or very anti-character, or very good at shooting or combat or taking out tanks or whatever you need, really. The bits in the kit are really...
Okay, this is so extra, chat. You can see that they actually have in their diorama, they actually have a mist emitter shooting up mist from somewhere from the ground of the holes in their thing. That's in their diorama.
Interchangeable with the other new Corsair stuff
That
that's
is
on its
so
way as
extra.
well. So it was already a really flexible unit, and now it's even more flexible in terms of how you can build it. And if you are a fan of kind of kit bashing stuff together, this is a dream, this box.
Yeah, absolutely. To lead these all into battle, there are 2 heroes within the Eldritch Raiders set, the first of which is Karseth. Karseth is a Void Dreamer. What is a Void Dreamer, I hear you ask? Well, a Void Dreamer is a type of Eldar Seer, and Karseth specialises in being able to sense the subtle fluctuation.
The helmet makes me think of a what do you call it? A mosquito's proboscis, though, because of where they put how they shaped it.
in the fabric of reality.
I can't unsee it, but
one of the
it
gifts
is
that
a
Carseth
really
has
cool
is to
design.
detect warp translations. Imagine that you come out of
The
warp
color
with your fleet
gradient on
and you're straight
the
into the gun
islands.
sights of the Eldritch Raiders sat waiting for you. That's quite the boon for Iriel and his team. Also, Carseth specifically coordinates the efforts of the
Thank you for the
Eldritch
20
Raiders,
stream
making
streak,
sure that they're all
Cal.
working in synchronicity. And
Thank you so
firing.
much for the
Imagine them sort of
streak.
speaking into the minds of the warriors and making sure that everybody's all on the same page.
Yeah, so a really useful unit in game terms as well. This is an Eldar Psyker and comes with a ranged psychic attack, like Psychic Storm style thing. But the reason that they really pop is the special rules that come with them. One of them is the ever useful ability to stop enemy units deploying within 12, so they can see the future, you can never catch them off guard sort of thing. That's great to put on your backfield objective or to just screen out large portions of the battlefield to stop things like Corsair Terminators teleporting behind you. That's not a thing that would be good for you. The other ability that they have is
would be
if you manage to hit
bad.
an enemy unit with their psychic attack, all the rest of the Corsairs that fire into that unit hit with an extra point of strength. So it's a really good synergistic unit to help the rest of your Corsairs hit even harder.
Perfect. And of course, they are led by none other than Prince Iriel. Prince Iriel is the outcast Prince of Iandon, and he's returned now with his Corsair fleet to deliver his craft world from annihilation, once again by leading an army into the Maelstrom. He's equipped with the Spear of Twilight, a very famous weapon. It's extremely dangerous. He's on his eye. That bionic is called the Eye of Wrath. It's powerful in its own right. And he is a devastating combat leader as well as an actual leader of warriors.
Yeah, so a really, a phenomenal miniature, right? Like it looks really cool. It's definitely a great glow up. But it's still.
Now, here's a funny. If you don't know this, like the Eldar actually do enter into the lore of Titus in my mostly complete lore video for Titus. But it's not the Yandon fleet. It's not them. It's a different group. It's the Bieltan, or Bieltan, or Bieltan. However it's pronounced. I'm sure everybody picks what feels right for them, but like to clarify, yeah. So Yandon is its own group of Eldari, and the Eldari are split up into different groups because of survival and how the birth of Slaanesh wiped out the majority of their race. If you don't know that, it's a really important but very basic piece of Eldari lore.
In game terms, he makes
but
a
there's just
phenomenal leader for
different
a
groups
Corsair army,
of
or you can put him
Eldari
into
for
a
that
standard,
reason.
Craft World
You
Force,
summon Blue Eyes
and he has a
Ultimate
very
Dragon.
useful ability to
He looks like he's going to
redeploy some of
challenge
his units before the game starts. And he also has some boosts to whatever unit he's joined. So it's just a really good
He
all-round
really
leader,
does.
and a combat
You could
stat
just
line
change
punches,
change that
up with
spear
some of
up
the
into a
best of the
dual
Eldar
disc,
heroes. He's
or
got a
that
really
cape
nice
into a.
damage 3
Oh
weapon,
no,
which is
forget that. Literally, this is a dual disc right here. That's a dual disc right here. Just get rid of the spear, put a card in the backhand. It's perfect.
the sweet
Oh
spot
my
for killing a lot
God.
of
really
the
is.
best units in Warhammer 40,000
It's
these days.
literally just
So he
perfect.
can,
Can we, actually, you know what?
rough and tumble with the best
Fuck
of them,
it.
really.
And he's got 2 banners.
I'm gonna screen cap that and Photoshop that. That is a meme. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. I'm gonna screen cap that one, chat. Oh my God. I'm gonna drop that in our memes chat so that I so I can download it and Photoshop it later and post it. That's one for the meme vaults in Discord. Oh my goodness. Love it.
And banners are the best.
But that's how you know he's good, right?
Yeah,
Because
right.
it comes with 2 banners.
So obviously the other thing that you might have seen in that video and in the army shot that we saw was this. This is the Starfang. It is an a Eldari unit,
Starfang,
which is designed to go alongside the Corsair Raiders as they fight.
Look,
it's pretty good in its own right.
I
Eddie,
actually
can
have
you talk us
always
through it?
loved
So
the
this
shape
is a really
of
useful
Eldari
little
vehicles.
utility unit.
It
So
looks
first
so
and
fun
foremost,
to
it has
paint.
a fairly respectable amount of firepower. Its firepower is geared to killing heavy infantry level stuff. So AP3 strength 6, 2 damage stuff. So it's a Space Marine killer in terms of its damage output. There's a disintegrator cannon you can see on the front of it there. But one of the other things it does for your army, which is really useful, is it can make one of your infantry units have stealth. So its grenade launchers can basically like cover the one of your infantry units in
invisibility
kind of
grenade. Go.
Effectively. It makes them harder to hit, which is really useful because
so basically this thing can shoot a target and make it
one of the things
like
that's really exciting about this
invisible.
is it is a twofer kit, as we sometimes call them. Essentially, the kit that's in the box and eventually it will be available separately
Is what I heard from that.
Viper, which I believe is actually the name that the box will live under. This is a classic Eldari vehicle, which has been around for 30 years or more.
I think it's longer than 30 years.
Oh, you've aged me terribly.
I've seen pictures. I've seen pictures of the old school stuff before. This is dope. This is dope.
Light attack vehicle. It's 2 crew. It's got that turret on the back, and it's got a range of weapons available to it, right?
Yeah, so this is the updated Viper. It will be recognizable to anybody who's had a Viper in their army. It still retains a lot of the key features that you'll recognize, but some of the weapon options are a little bit more flexible than they used to be. It still has the option of things like Shuriken
God,
cannon.
I would have been a toddler when this was
Star
actually
cannon
being
there.
fielded.
Have a bright
That's
lance.
nuts.
Underneath the Viper, you also have the option now.
That's
to put
actually
an
nuts,
Eldar
chat.
missile
I would have been a
launcher on it.
toddler.
So that gives you the potential to make it quite a good anti-tank unit. You can
I
put
would
2
have
of
been
these
an
in a unit, so you can
actual
imagine 2 bright
ankle
lances,
biter.
2 Eldar missile launchers shooting into something becomes quite formidable. Or you can get it out for pretty good anti-infantry with shuriken cannons and star cannons and that sort of thing.
Yeah, so here we got a really good look at it in person on the desk. It is a fantastic looking kit. It's got that classic silhouette that you expect.
Chat.
If you build
Does
it
it
the right
make
way,
your
the turret
back
has some
feel-
play so you can maneuver.
Does your back and neck feel pain hearing them talk about a remaster of a model design that's just about 30 years old? Does your back and neck feel pain yet?
This is an heavy metal painted one, and I don't want to get in trouble, so I'm not going to fiddle with it too enthusiastically.
It does.
And then
Oh, no.
I guess the major difference is
Oh, no.
sort of the positioning of the turrets and the way they work. It's a really just a fantastic sort of innovation on a very classic design. The Viper's been with us for a long time. And
Yeah, I mean the current
like
the current Viper model is lovely, but it's definitely showing its age a little bit around the edges. So the crispness on the detail on this, some of the
Showing its
posability
age
of the
around
weapons
the
and that
edges
sort of thing. The engine
could not be a
like the jetpack
very
engine,
subtle
so
jab
it
at the
fits
audience
really
watching.
neatly and nicely into an Eldari army.
inside the cockpit's detailed, so you can paint that and then seal the canopy in with the sort of like transparent plastic.
Okay, chat.
And you've got options.
Hear me out. We don't glue it together there. You magnetize it together. And then you could take it off and look at the detail whenever you want. Huh? Ah.
For the crew. This one with the Starfang has sort of crew that look more sort of
Kind of Corsair-y, yeah.
oriented, and then you've got the classic sort of craftwood helmets on the Viper, but you can mix and match as you see fit.
Yeah,
really exciting. Where do you learn about all of these exciting Corsairs, both the Red Corsairs and the Eldritch Raiders? Well, of course, we need a book for that. And here we go. This is a succinctly named Warhammer 40,000.
What? What? There's a oh shoot, hang on, I forgot to tab out. Excuse me. There is more lore to consume. What? What? There is a whole campaign set to. There's a whole campaign book set to this. We just got 500 worlds, man. Come on, you can't do this to us. They can't. GW, you can't keep getting away with this chat.
Lair of the Tyrant is your lore book, so this dives into the history
just
and
gave us a
environments
whole
and
500 worlds
all the locations within
book
the Maelstrom
series
in
whilst
a level of detail
teasing
that
us
we've
a
never seen
preview of the
before.
next.
We find out about the key planets within that region, the bits that Huron is in control of, the various different battles that are ongoing. It's definitely not a unified empire, right? There are lots of factions all playing for their part and trying to carve out their little pirate empires within the Maelstrom. It also tells you all about the Red Corsairs, and particularly Huron's bodyguard and his retinue that follows him around.
Oh my gosh.
And Prince Uriel and his
I'd even empty a bank account. Like,
Corsairs as they battle against the Red
oh
Corsairs.
my
for dominance.
gosh, Games
each of these
Workshop, slow
books,
down.
does a slightly different thing. For example, Crucible of Champions is quite exciting because it is encourages you to sort of create your own hero, stamp your own identity on them. Everything I love to do whenever I'm playing a game of Warhammer 40,000, I imagine the commander of my army is me. So
Oh
it's very
my
exciting.
god, slow down, Games
and
Workshop.
obviously
He's a great player.
cooler than me because he's a Dark Angels company master normally. But you can sort of get
this is
different
too
war
much.
gear and different special rules and all
I
of that
love
stuff
it.
to make really exciting
also-
and unique characters, and then use them in your games, which is great.
The implication.
Lair of the Tyrant detachments, as you might
The
have guessed,
implications.
has some detachments in. So one of the things that's worth saying about this book is, much like will happen with the 500 Worlds Titus book, all of the rules that are for match play will also be made available online and in the Warhammer 40,000 app, but you can also find them in print in Lair of the Tyrant. And there's some new detachments for Chaos Space Marines, as you'd imagine, and for Eldari. So one of those detachments allows you, for example, to make a very heavily Corsair-themed Eldari force.
Perfect. Raid and Ruin lets you put together campaigns that involve things like ship-to-ship actions and stuff. So really exciting. Right. So this is not the only stuff that we've got to talk about with regards
That's
to Maelstrom.
actually-
We also have some
Low key,
new
I
battalions.
think-
There's two of these. The first one is the Drukhari
No.
battalion.
And a
And
Drukhari.
it's packed full of, let's be honest, raiders
Drukhari
who
Maelstrom.
They
looking
love
to-
piracy.
Yep.
They were kind of
Oh
the original
my
Eldar pirates,
God.
the Drukhari here. And this is a very
Oh, but they redid the I recognize this model. That they gave it a home. The box set is nice. I love it.
heavily witch-themed box. So
Yeah,
if you're looking
absolutely.
to
I
start
love
a
it. I
Drukhari
love
army
that they
and you've
gave
got
it
an
a
eye on
home
the
in a box set.
gladiatorial pits of Comera,
I'm all
this
for
is a
it.
great place to
I
start.
can't remember what it's called,
includes
but
a succubus,
I've seen that
succubus,
model at
2 Venoms,
my
3
favorite
Reavers,
hobby
5
store.
Hellions.
By the way, shout out to Ronin Games. I'm not actually sponsored by Ronin Games, but if I could recommend a hobby store that is absolutely baller, Ronin Games, chat, please. Do check them out online if you ever get the chance. They do tend to sell their models at a like reasonable price too. Totally worth it. Do go check them out when you get the chance. Good, just good grief. They are a fantastic hobby store. They do have gaming nights as well regularly too.
And 10 witches, so loads of that witch theme stuff that you were referring to before, and a really good bedrock for a new Drukhari army, or just the reinforcements if you're already deep into that collection. There's another one. This is the Leagues of Votan Battalion, and that includes the Memnir Strategist and 6 Ironkin Steeljacks for them to control
you've gotta
and
be
get the
kidding
best
me.
out of, and then
Votan
3
as
Ironkin
well.
Pioneers to sort of range ahead of the army and scout ahead. And again,
You've got to be
ideal
joking.
for exploring Maelstrom and bolstering
Spaced
existing
Dwarves,
Leagues of Votan
Chad.
forces if you want to.
And kind of a nod
More
as well,
space
that a lot
dwarves.
of the lore in this Maelstrom book
Oh,
is relevant to a
hell
big
yeah.
chunk of Warhammer 40,000. Like
Yeah,
there are
absolutely.
loads of people within the Maelstrom all trying to carve out little mini empires. There's Orc
Yes.
freebooters and Drukhari and Leagues of Votan and all sorts of stuff.
And there's opportunities in there. It's like it's
this
sort
is
of
nuts.
untested
For those with the
space.
will to claim it.
Exactly
Yeah.
so.
This is nuts.
Fantastic. So we have been keeping an eye on some questions, and I've got some that I will just quickly fire out here. So Prime Mod Hale asks, will Huron and his mates be available separately later, or will we be condemned to a character box?
So Huron is in the character box in the same way that Titus is. So
Yeah, absolutely.
there's 2 big boxes coming out initially for the Red Corsairs. One of them is the Red Corsairs Army, which is the Reeve captain leading a force of Red Corsairs, and the other one is Huron and his bodyguard. Everything in the big battalion box will be available separately, but I think for the moment Huron's staying with his retinue.
Yeah, absolutely. The next one is, can Huron's retinue join another unit?
I
think it's a unit in its
think
own
so.
right and
It's a great
operates
question.
independently.
Let me find it.
So that is a good question.
I don't think so.
Perfect. And then
Sorry, I
a
might
question,
check
I think, regarding the Viper from Jocked 4020 is the turret interchangeable? I think if you built it carefully, you might be able to interchange the weapons, but I think once you've built the turret, that's your lot. So
I haven't built it, so I don't know for sure. You could certainly have a go.
Yeah, absolutely. Keep your questions coming in. We'll try and answer some as we go through. One last one from Afexipe. If I've said your name wrong, I apologise. And your question is, which factions can be played in the Maelstrom campaign? Absolutely loads of them. There's an enormous list which I won't go through, but it includes things like Blood Angels, Dark Angels, Space Wolves.
I guess
would be great
Year of Chaos
loads of things. The idea
was
is that you
actually
can
in
get involved and have
2026,
fun.
chat.
So if you want to explore the Maelstrom and this terribly violent, chaotic environment,
The Order
this will be really
Chronos
good.
will hear
I'm
of
quite
this
sure that we will list
transgression
the factions that
upon
you
the
can use on
Imperial
Warhammer
calendar.
Community,
Yeah, absolutely.
so you can decide for yourself. I think it's almost everything in Warhammer.
My
40K.
Yeah, I
goodness.
would be surprised if we've left somebody out, to be honest. Perfect. Thank you very much. We should press on. So,
There is a little bit more Warhammer 40,000 later on as well. Just...
yeah, that's fair to say. We are about to go to the Mortal Realms, but there's more Warhammer 40,000 later. But let's go to the Mortal Realms now.
So you can buy, you will be able to buy, you remember how Titus released, chat? So you'll be able to get Huron Blackheart in a big-ass box with the army, and they will also do a separate box release of him too, is what I believe they said, if you just want the character model.
My lord, yes. You can't just solve all of our problems by increasing the bone tithe. The hell I can't.
Oh.
The armies of the Bone Tithe received
Admittedly,
some much
I do
desired
like it.
reinforcements with this huge glut of models for the Ossiarch Bone Reapers.
But I do
Eddie,
like,
let's talk about what we saw, I guess.
Yeah, so this is a fairly large
Just
drop
because-
of new miniatures for...
And I'll pause it there. Just because, like, you know, we're currently dealing with the Necrons in the 500 Worlds campaign. Seeing in Age of Sigmar that we get, like, a skeletal army, it it just kind of feels funny to me, especially because, like, there's that green glow effect that got put on them. I'm just like, okay, it's fantasy Necrons. But
The Ossiarch
they
Bone Reapers, a
they
lot
are
of these
obviously so
units fill
totally
a really
different.
nice
But like,
niche in the army that players have been looking forward
my
to for
brain
a long
can't
time.
help
If we
put
start
one
with
and
the
one together
Mortex Triaxes,
to
we
make
saw
two.
a Ossiarch with a bow quite a while back actually in a Warhammer Underworlds Warband.
Canaan's Hunters, I think.
Absolutely, and I think way back then people were speculating. Of course, Nagash didn't make just one bow, right? That would be a really strange thing to have done. He did, in fact, make loads of bows, and he's given it to his phalanxes, and now you can have entire units of bowmen in your Ossiarch Bone Reapers army, and that does some really fun stuff.
Sorry,
for you in terms of how you
I
might
might
approach building an
skip
army. You
the
can now make a
Sigmar
very
stuff, chat.
shooty death army, which has never really been an option before. You can imagine loads of these
that
backed
alright?
up by
Hope you
your
guys
mortar
don't
cores
mind.
and things.
Yeah.
You can absolutely dominate the shooting phase. They've got some really tasty rules in game. They've got a very respectable damage output with 2 shots each and a point of rend in there. And one of the things to watch on them is those little braziers that follow the unit around.
Yeah, these are my favorite.
Although
guys
that
in the
does
kit,
look,
really. I
what
like
it-
little
what the
familiars and stuff.
hell
And
is
these are
that?
balefire braziers. you see
What
in the bottom left of your
the hell
screen
is
right now.
that? I want to see
They're
this
essentially
Sigmar
tokens of
release.
Just fantastic embodiment of like the
Argent
weirdness of Sigmar when you
shards.
look at these and sort of the magic swirling around them. There's a story being told by this model which is borne out by the rules and the lore. Essentially, you see the one on the left on the screen.
You know
is
what they
being
make me
torn
think?
apart.
This makes me think of the Necron pylons that have been corrupted by chaos in like the ending of Space Marine 2 as well. Zinch. Yeah, like doesn't that make you think of the corrupted pylons as well?
These drift around the battlefield. They're really useful. We'll talk more about that in a moment. But if one is destroyed, if you don't get them both, the other one will split and essentially make a new one. And so that you see it splitting apart. That's really part of its own story. It's just great.
And
Yeah,
then
so
there's a
they've
Blood
got,
Bowl
two
release,
abilities,
which
effectively. One of them
is its
that,
own
if
separate
one of them is on the battlefield,
franchise.
you can immediately make another one in your hero phase. And if
And-
you put them on the battlefield, you can
there's
use,
something
reposition
there
them as
that's
well. And the
40k.
reason you might want to reposition them is that
So-
your wizards can use
I'll go here.
To sort of the classic imagery of the High Elves. I think one of the things that I really like is that that bleeds into the rules in a way. The Dragon Prince is extremely arrogant.
They're like your shock
The-
troops that
exactly.
go up the
And
middle.
the White
yeah.
Lion, they were the ones to hunt. Let's go in and bust open, I don't know, Chaos Warrior armor or whatever it might be.
Okay.
Yeah, really, really great.
Here
Very
we go.
exciting to see these finally reach the gridiron.
Here's the next
And there we
40k
go. That
release.
is your Blood Bowl section. Pretty exciting. Coming to a pitch near you. Next up, he says, we have a little bit of an animation clip to show some people.
Ooh.
Yeah, absolutely.
Lore.
So next up, we have a new clip from Penitence, which is the new Warhammer 40,000 animation on its way for
Sisters
Warhammer
of Battle.
Plus very soon. Here are the first 2 minutes of that show.
Ooh, keen. Super keen for this.
For too long, Vision 4 has been bereft of the Emperor's light. Like so much of our benighted Imperium, it clings on. A candle flickering in darkness. Our mission is of sacred importance. The enshrinement of our fallen Canoness Rexilla. She will be a beacon, a rising call to the faithful. She will mark Vision 4 as a shrine world. The Emperor's flock will come, and with them, new hope. The foulness of the orcs shall be driven from this place. We shall risk everything for this. We will not fail, for to do less would be to fall short of what our Emperor demands. By fire and faith, we...
Oh no. By fire, they get got down out of the sky. Too much fun walking, I think. The all casualness, they're just like, stupid humans talk too much.
His test begins.
Oh man. Of course. I think they should have done that speech from orbit, not whilst they
Eddie,
were,
that was awesome. What can you tell us about
deploying.
Penitence?
Yes, this is a new animation on its way for Warhammer Plus. This is an Adeptus Sororitas animation featuring the Order of
orcs
the
are so
Sacred
funny.
Rose, which is I think we haven't seen before.
Yeah, absolutely.
They are on a sacred mission to found a new shrine world. They have a sacred relic, and they have to get it to the shrine world. Obviously, the mission doesn't quite go to plan, as you saw there. Their ship is intercepted by some orcs and downed, and then they have to trudge across this wasteland to get their relic to where it needs to go. The orcs in this are snakebite orcs, which is pretty cool. We haven't really seen snakebite orcs
different
in animation
orc
before.
group.
Snakebites, of course, famous for bringing along gribbly squiggly beasts with them, and I can confirm there is a squig in this animation.
Nice. So we get both a cyber cherub and a squig in Penitence.
Absolutely spoiled, yeah.
Living the dream. So when does it arrive?
So this is on its way in February. The first episode, it will be a 3-part animation with the first one landing in February, so not very long to wait at all.
Fantastic. So if you are
We're
not
getting
familiar
a
with,
different
Warhammer
squig
TV, it's
or a
available
different
through
group?
your Warhammer Plus subscription, and it gives you access to loads of animations
And a bunch of other
sort of shows that are made by the team in-house,
What?
gaming and lore and all that sort of thing. So if you want to watch this as it comes out, make sure you get yourself a
In-
subscription
in-
and
in
join
the short,
It's gonna be
right?
great.
Exactly that.
In the
Nice one.
film
Right. So there were some
series
questions
that
in the
we're
Blood
going
Bowl
to watch
section,
on
that,
Warhammer Plus,
I
right?
got hold of late, and my favourite question was, Custodies when? Well, I'd like to tell you when. We're going to go to all the way back to the Age of Darkness with...
Custodies? Custodies. We're getting more custodies. Excuse me? Oh my god. 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 I love it. That is actually something I will
So
get my
excited
hands
by
on.
everything that we just saw there. We have the forces of the Legio Custodians for the Horus Heresy. Everything in that video we're going to talk about. Let's start with what you can see on the screen right now.
So this is a box, isn't it, Adam? It's a brand new box.
This is the Legio Custodians battle group, and this is coming out as part of the launch. Everything in this is a
Oh
new
my
plastic
gosh.
miniature, and it just looks incredible. You've got 2 sodalities of Custodians. You've got a Dreadnought, a Shield Captain, and a Grav Tank. Let's talk about those in detail. These, of course, are the Custodian Guard Sodality, Eddie.
This is a Custodian Guard Sodality. They are the archetypal
To run
image
and
of a
field.
Custodian. They are towering Guardians, each one with a Guardian Spear, able to chop the enemy up in close combat and blast them apart at range. They are a brand new plastic kit. A slight readjustment, I suppose, of the proportions of the Custodians, but still very recognisably the Custodians that you know and love. The
Thank
Guardians of the
goodness.
Emperor. And still, in the Horus Heresy at this point, successful.
Yo, when I was looking at the old Custodes models, they're like not taller. They're not that much bigger than Space Marine models, which is not at all what they should be. They should be bigger than Space Marines. In tabletop, like the ones that I've seen in current shelves don't look proportionally as tall as they should be. So that they've been touched up to be taller, I'm all for it. I am very much all for it. They should be towering over the Primarchs Marine. They should be like the feeling of something between a Primarch and a Astartes. Like they should just be bigger in general than Space Marines.
Yeah, absolutely. They haven't dropped the ball yet. The kit is, as I said, it was multi-part plastic. There's some options in there. You've got these high-plumed helmets that you can see here. There's some bear heads in the kits that you can build your models, whether they're willing to risk getting shot in the face or not. That's your choice. And then there's option for the Vexilla in there, so you can carry.
Oh my god, they're beautiful.
Imperial rule.
Yeah, you've also got all the Misericordia as you'd hope as well.
Absolutely.
Kind of stabbing daggers that the Custodians have.
They're just dripping in all the paraphernalia and the power that you'd expect from the Emperor's
The
most
drip.
elite warriors. Here you can see some of the different heads that are available to the kit. So you can do a mixture or all of one style, whatever it is that suits you really. You've already said it, but for me, this is the quintessential image of the Legio Custodes, right? These like serried ranks of sort of spear-wielding, golden armoured warriors. I love it. They're not the only Sodality in the Custodes Battle Group box set, though. You also have the Sentinel Guard, who are essentially the same kind of unit, but these are equipped with Presidium shields and Custodian Warblades.
Yeah, so another effectively battle line unit of Custodians. A normal Custodian, such a word can be used to describe the Custodians. These ones are a little bit more defensive and a little bit less killy, but every Custodian is a master of death and very, very durable. These ones have shields, which in your games of Horus Heresy can allow them to use shield wall special rules and make them a bit more durable against incoming fire, which is really cool.
Yeah, absolutely. And their invulnerable save is better because of those shields as well. They're just great. And so essentially you're just making that choice, aren't you, between these two units.
A little bit killier or a little more defensive.
And you probably, in truth, want a little bit of both.
Yeah.
Of course, there was more in that big army shot that we saw than just these two Sodalities. Next up, we have the Shield Captain. I am unapologetic in that this is my favourite of the models in this Custodian release. I genuinely think this is incredible. The level of detail that they have captured on it is so good. It comes with a couple of options. Here you can see the helmeted head and the unhelmeted head. I really like that golden laurel wreath that has been sort of woven into her hair. If you don't know about Custodian Shield Captains, these are essentially a top tier fighter on the battlefront. They can go up against anything,
wild.
up to and probably including the first captains of the Space Marine Legions. If you're not a Primarch, it is not a pushover. And even if you are, be careful.
Yeah, a
The
shield
cloak
captain
looks
backed up by
awesome.
a squad of Custodians can happily take on a Primarch level
Painting
character,
this is going to be
and
so
up against
tough,
anything
though.
that's a Space Marine, unless you've got a very, very impressive sword of some sort, you're definitely going to come out on the wrong side of that fight.
My
the
goodness.
miniature is absolutely
So good,
dripping
yeah.
in detail. I think one of the things you can just see in that
Oh,
rotating
when
image
is
there
this
is the text
release?
on the inside of the shield.
We got quite excited about this earlier on, didn't we?
So one of the concepts of
When?
Custodians generally is that they write their honor name inside their armor, and the idea here being that the titles that this warrior has achieved throughout their career has been so extensive that the achievements have gone beyond their armor and onto the shield itself.
Yeah, absolutely. A really fantastic model, and I wonder if we'll be talking about this as one of the models of the year this time next year. There's more inside this battle group than we've shown you so far. We go to the vehicles. So first of all, you have the Custodian Dreadnoughts.
Damn!
There's two variants. You can choose which one you're going to build. The first of which is the Contemptor Achilles Dreadnought. Achilles War Spear, which is like the length of 3 men.
It's just a giant guardian spear.
Yes.
basically, isn't it? If
They've
you get put inside
done
a
it.
dreadnought and you've been a Custodian, you're like, I really like stabbing
made
people with a
the
spear. Can I
Achilles.
continue to do that? And the answer was a firm yes.
Yeah, and it's phenomenally dangerous.
Finally.
Big damage. It's got armor bane, so vehicles are in real trouble. For me, this is my favourite of the two, and we'll show you that one in
done
a
it
second.
up.
But look at the pose that you've got on it. This kit is really
It looks so
posable.
good.
They've made the most of the sort of multi-part plastic functionality that this kit enables to give you something really special.
See, like,
the
I've
Contemptor
studied
Dreadnoughts, all of
the Dreadnought patterns, and I've written a script for all the different patterns of Dreadnoughts, including the Custodes ones. But this looks fantastic as a done-up version.
but particularly the custodian ones, have been available in resin before, obviously,
Yep.
and they've always been kind of highly posable. None of that posability has been lost in the transition to plastic, and actually it's now an even easier material to work with, and you've got more options and ways of building. So
Have
you
they
can include,
sized it up, though?
half a dozen of these dreadnoughts in your army if
looks
you wanted
bigger.
to, and every single one of them could look completely unique and different in terms of posing.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's look at the other one then. So this is the Contemptor Galatus Dreadnought.
I
Again,
think this one's my favorite. I think
Oh, I talk about this one all the time. Chat, look very closely and you will see there is built-in, like, flamer, melter kind of weaponry on the friggin' sword. So not only are you getting hit by a power weapon, you are also being hit by a field of, like, fire that is shaped like a blade as well. And it is melting you as it is cutting you. It is burning you as it is cutting you.
Works for me. And it mirrors the two different core unit types within the custodians,
Exactly
right?
so.
You've got one with the spear, the more aggressive one. You've got one with the shield and the sword, the more defensive one. So if you wanted to, you could pair them up, right? You could have the shield one walk around with your shield custodies.
That's
and your spear
crazy.
one, go alongside the warriors that they fought with in life.
yeah, the Contemptor Galatus has the Galatus Warblade. That is just going to cut through like medium and heavy infantry like nothing. A thing to bear in mind about these is every dreadnought is piloted by like a fallen warrior, right? That is entombed within the sarcophagus. Just bear in mind that the warrior that is piloting this was a custodian, the absolute fighting elite of the Imperium, handpicked and created by the Emperor. These are really, really dangerous on the tabletop. In addition to all of that armor, they're phenomenally skilled warriors still.
Yeah, a very, very good stat line. They can wade into whole phalanxes of enemy space marines and chop them to bits.
Yeah,
Very satisfying. They look great, though.
The final thing that's inside that custodian battle group box is this. This is the Caladius Annihilator grav tank. We'll talk more about other grav tanks in a minute, but essentially think of this as a main battle tank for the Legio Custodes force. It is equipped with an Arachnus Blaze Carronade, which is the sort of double-barreled weapon you see on top. This is a devastating ranged weapon with two fire modes, the first of which is anti-tank. You're thinking 2 shots at strength 10, just blasting vehicles apart. Yeah,
nice.
Absolutely. Yeah. And then its alternate fire mode is multi-shot and is great at gunning down heavier infantry.
Yeah.
So I think that we were talking about before, and I think you made a really good point of, was stuff in the Legio Custodes force needs to often do two things.
Yeah, because you're almost always outnumbered, both in terms of how big your units are, but also in terms of how many units you have on the battlefield. So it's not enough that you've got a unit that's very good at killing tanks. It might also need to do some double duty to, pitch into the battle against enemy heavy infantry or support your units, whichever thing is currently giving you challenges. So most units in the Custodian army are quite good at several things.
Yeah, absolutely so.
Good lord, that thing
Those are the
could kill
units
you
that make
8
up the
different
Custodian,
ways.
Guard battle group that we've shown at the start. There are more units coming along the way.
Yeah, that'll be the first thing you can buy. If you want to go all in for a new Custodian army, that'll be the first thing, but your reinforcements are hot on their heels.
Exactly.
Of course,
so
they'll
next is
sell
the Caladius
everything
Grav
separately.
Tank. It is very
but, like,
similar to the Caladius
I
Annihilator
want the
Grav
box.
Tank. It's just not an Annihilator. Instead, it has an Iliastus accelerator cannon on its roof. Think Sikaran battle tank from the Space
I want the
Marines,
big box set.
setting in, the war gear is similar, but upgun version of that kind of weapon. So decent fire rate, going to maul medium and light vehicles and pretty much any infantry you put in front of it. This is a big, heavy-duty tank.
Yeah, it's another great option for a line battle tank. You won't get many tanks in a Custodian army just because everything costs so many points, but there's certainly a place for one of each of these in a 3,000 point force.
Yeah, absolutely. Sticking on the theme of the grav tanks, we have the biggest of all of them, which is the Coronis Grav Carrier. This thing is enormous. We've got one on the deck in front of us. We'll show you in a minute. But essentially, this is big enough that it can carry an entire sodality of Custodian Guard and an accompanying hero.
Yeah, you get a kind of a sense of how big it is there because you can see the Custodians next to it. Remember that those are Terminator-sized miniatures, so this is a big old tank.
It really is.
The scaling.
It's not
thing.
unarmed as well. You can see the guns on it, but the one to talk about maybe is the Neutronium Cascade Projector.
Sounds cool.
We'll tell you more about that another time, but essentially...
You
it's a
just
powerful
compare
gun
the
in
two
its own
tanks,
right.
and
So
they
in
look
addition to
totally
disgorging
different in
the
size.
most elite fighting units in the galaxy onto
That
the
thing
tabletop,
is
it's also hosing you with
thick.
devastating firepower.
And all of these are plastic as well. This is a
absolutely.
huge plastic kit.
Additionally, you might have seen in the video that we saw before, you have the Venetari sodality. So these are elite hunter-killer strike troops within the Legio Custodes, borne aloft on these sort of gold wings, on contrails of fire, diving deep into the heart of the enemy.
Yes, this is your kind of rapid strike, fast attack choice for the Legio Custodes. You've got a couple of options there. You've got the spear, or you've got the buckler and pistol. Both of those.
I love
lethal. They also all come as standard with Misericordia and effectively like ancient grenades from a bygone era that are more powerful than even things like the melter bombs of the.
If you don't know this, chat, the techniques of the Adeptus Custodes Misericordia, the heart stroke of the Misericordia is the technique the final technique that the Emperor uses when he stabs Horus in the heart with the dagger of Oleni's person, and then channels his psychic power into that dagger to obliterate Horus's body. So yeah, they like that. That's really neat that they name dropped the dagger techniques there. Because I can actually tell you something, a little fun little bit of trivia about that. But yeah, the Misericordia is a like fighting form of the Custodes, and of course, you know, the Emperor would have both trained and taught the Custodes.
These are some dangerous guys. The kinetic destroyers, which is the sort of handgun-looking thing you can see, it's a really powerful hand cannon. Basically, the Tarsus buckler reduces the strength of incoming enemy fire. Or if you equip them with the Veritas,
the Misericordia is
say that fast.
The form
really
used
great on the charge. So
against Horus.
Just in case your custodians weren't scary enough.
In the End of the Death's final book.
You can see here the front. I believe
in that final chapter there, it's dope.
So
I think you're right.
Delivering fun into the heart.
It's really cool.
All of this stuff and where you find it
just about as cool as this box set.
Which we'll show you here. There you go. It's a big book. It's hardback. It's lovely. It's full of all the lore and the stories and information that you need to learn about the Legio Custodes. Oh, I nearly adeptus them. And in addition to that, it talks about other elements of the Imperial household. So
yep. So you've got the Anathema Psychana, the Sisters of Silence, and you've also got the Assassinorum.
Yeah.
So you've got all the various tools of the Imperial household, the stuff that the Emperor kept to himself on Terra as his personal army. All very, very powerful forces in their own right.
Yeah, perfect. So we've got the models in front of us. It'll be fun to do a little bit of show and tell. First of all, we have a little stunt guy in the front.
Heresy Bob for scale here.
A happy little solo auxiliary, and let's just stand him alongside the shield captain for context and scale.
It's going to be a nice close in a second, guys. Just
give us a zoomie. Ooh, Solar Auxilia? Solar Imperial.
So the Custodian Guard are big, right? These are
the Custodian Guard.
Pinnacle of the gene crafting.
But that's like the Solar
these elite warriors.
Forces.
The only thing better, I suppose, is the Primarchs
version back in the
and these didn't go wrong.
And half of them
Horus
went
Heresy.
back, so, I mean, maybe they're the best they got.
Yeah.
And then you can see
they are enormous. Compared to an Imperial Guardsman.
It's just enormous. This thing is huge. If I spin it round, you can see the entrance hatch.
It's like bigger than your hand, Adam. It's a big old thing.
So it's got this really cool entrance hatch. I was looking at some frames and there's detail on the inside. So I think if you're one of these modelists who likes to do this sort of thing, you might be able to like have it open or make a diorama or whatever it is you want to do. Yeah, so I think people are going to have a lot of fun with this. And
just the size of the thing.
It's really cool, isn't it? What else is there to say on these? We should talk a little bit about the dreadnoughts. If you look at the sort of the chest armor on them, if I tilt them,
yeah. So there's a few different options on there. Actually, I was looking at the kits before. You've got options for things like the shoulder pads. So if you've got multiple.
Okay, just compare the model to like his shoulder. It's like the length of this thing. Sorry, the width of this thing is about from his neck to his shoulder. It's like the width of his neck, even. Or like almost half the length of his laptop on that side.
Dreadnoughts, you can have slightly different shoulder pads. There's some nice little areas for heraldry. So these ones have got some heraldic devices designed onto them. There's some different faces, I think, in the kit.
Okay, we still got a lot to go. Although, where does it end?
So you've got loads of ways of making these really different.
Thanks for watching.
So, but a lot of it's kind of sculpted on, so you could paint them very quickly.
It's about 1 hour 18.
Spray them gold, but
okay, we've only got about 8 more minutes left.
Yeah, they're kind of ready. But also, if you wanted to spend hours and hours and hours and make these, you know, the best model you've ever painted, they are a fine candidate for that as well. They are just really, really lovely models to put your hobby hours into and get something really nice out of it. The other thing that is worth saying about a lot of these miniatures is they will obviously have some dual purpose in Warhammer 40,000 as well. So if you have an Adeptus Custodes army, things like the Dreadnoughts obviously are already a data sheet in your force. You already have data sheets for things like Custodians with Guardian Spears and with shields.
Shield captains are
shield captains as well. So lots of these, if you wanted to put them into your Warhammer 40,000 army, there's absolutely no reason not to.
Yeah, perfect. So we're not done with the Horus Heresy. There's
Longsword?
still more. There's obviously
the guard is made from the ammo clips.
First up, we have the Legion
Oh.
Glaive Super Heavy Tank. We're really excited about
I
this
think this is my favourite. This is my
Holy.
favourite super heavy, and I think it's mostly because I just love Volkite. There's something
It
about
is a
it.
cool
It's just
looking gun, isn't
like
it?
intrinsically heresy for me.
What
And
the-
this is the largest plastic Volkite gun we have ever seen, not counting things like
What the
stuff on Titans that we might
heck?
have seen in Epic
Yeah,
Scale
in
in the
Timmy
past.
Tiny Scale.
But it is
Look at
an
the size
absolutely
of that
enormous-
big killy turret, chat. That's a big killy gun. That's nuts. Oh, the Glaive Super Heavy Special Weapons Tank.
Almost tank. It's obviously the Fellblade is the same chassis, but this has
That
I
thing
think a
is
cooler looking gun. Although I know you're a big fan.
huge.
So Fellblade is the one for me, but I can't deny the coolness of this.
Quad. Hang on. What? Okay, not even twin linked. Quad linked las cannons on either side.
How cool and detailed this model is, right? That camera is so
Excuse
close to the
you?
model, and it just looks just crisp and brilliant and exciting.
This one, of course, painted in Iron Warriors colours.
Yes, well-
it also looks equally good in the other 17 available colours.
Yeah, I would think so. Better
Okay,
maybe in the
okay.
colours.
Please tell me this is like the kind of stuff Lionel Johnson accidentally gave to Perturabo, not realizing he was a traitor. Please tell me this is the kind of like siege weaponry he loaned Perturabo, not realizing Peter Turbo was a traitor. Please tell me this is one of those siege weapons that he was like, yeah, okay, I'll let you borrow them because you said you needed them. I trust you. Trust misplaced. Please tell me this is one of the things Peter Turbo stole from the Lion by lying to him.
First, I think, but, who am I to judge? It is a Volkite carronade, if you're wondering. It's just an enormous gun that will deflagrate your enemy should you
It's
so
a great
desire.
voice, great special rule.
It really feels like
it's
it
not
would
the only
be.
Astartes tank available. There was also the return of a stalwart of the Legiones Astartes, and indeed the Space Marines of the Force
Cool.
as well, with the Whirlwind missile
I
tank.
There's something
I just love how box-like it looks. The cute little rocket box.
just kind of lovable about the
That
Whirlwinds.
does really-
This
It's
is
a change in the scale and
it's just
magnitude
nice,
here,
it's
isn't
nice.
it?
It's got a very useful little artillery piece. Does lots of useful,
I don't know
very cool stuff
why I feel tank here looks like a cute box of death,
for you in the game.
but I feel a sense
this
of cuteness.
is a long-range artillery
toward
support
it.
piece that can reach enemy units where most of your things can't get to them. Lots of the different missiles you can give it have morale sapping effects, basically.
Yeah,
so
so
it's a debuffing
If you put,
piece
so
of
it
artillery.
comes with high explosive standard. You upgrade those missiles to Pyrax if you want. At which point you can literally just drive people off of objectives by causing panic. Fantastic for shifting hard to move. When normally you're trying to kill dozens and dozens of models to claim objectives, whereas
If they just make them walk off it, then you can
just
escape
give
it.
it to you.
We were talking before. This is obviously painted up in the
Oh
colours of the
man,
Imperial
that
Fist.
missed. I
we
said
thought
before I
was
said
quite
it. It's
amusing
just
that done
so
as a Templar,
extra.
because they're obviously the
It's
keenest
so
easily to get into
extra
close
in
combat.
that
You can imagine how
diorama.
that went. He's like, "My Lord
diorama.
Dawn, I'm now a Templar brother, and I'm itching to serve." He's like, "Sit in this at the back, please."
Oh, maybe a punishment, perhaps.
Maybe he just likes Sigismund too much. Who knows? It is fantastic, and we're very excited for it. Where will you find all the information you need for these? Well, thankfully there is a new Journal Tactica on the horizon. It's called Mailed Fist, and it details the Legiones Astartes super heavy tanks. Lots of lore, organisation charts, and information on how they were fielded, the operations that they fulfilled, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
As well as some rules, including the rules for the
Please tell me,
returning,
just again,
well,
one last time. Please tell me this is one of those siege tank weapons or siege weapons that Peter Turbo, Perturabo, tricked the Lion into giving him. It would just make so much sense if it was, but I really hope, like I really hope that this is one of them. It's got quad-linked las cannons on both sides and a friggin' Volkite tank turret at the top as the main gun.
Absolutely.
It-
And
And then heavy bolters in the middle. It having been given to him out of some tomfoolery between himself and the Lion, it just would make so much sense. It would make so much sense. Well, why is there Ultramarines? The Ultramarines were not at the Siege of Terra.
those of you with eagle eyes may have spotted there is one Ultramarine
There we
in this
go.
preview.
Ultramarine fans,
We
fear
are
not, we got you.
contractually obligated to include at least one Ultramarine Space Marine in every preview, and you can see him there, about to be crushed under the uncompromising wheels of the Iron Warriors.
If he's not dead yet, he will be soon. Perfect. So,
They only put him there because they're contractually obligated to mention an Ultramarine one. The- Okay, look, I'll give him that. That was great. That's fair. Okay, I give him that. But oh my gosh, chat, can you imagine? There's gonna be people out there who are like, "Oh, there's an Ultramarine on that picture." the Ultramarines must have been at the Siege of Terra, right? Unfortunately, they were not. Sadly, they were like 9 to 10 hours out and stuck in more or less a timey-wimey time loop, forcing them to constantly be stuck at the edge of Terra in space. They couldn't actually get to Terra to fight at the sea at the time of the Horus Heresy. And then what happens is after the heresy is concluded and Horus is defeated by the Emperor and he's stuck on the throne, that's when the Ultramarines come down to reinforce and kill the remaining traders and bring in supplies, and more or less they provide the humanitarian efforts to assist Terra in recovering. We mentioned this last live stream, but yeah. Oh my god. In spite of the bulk of the custodies and the size of these tanks having to be able to fit them, they're actually not... The tanks aren't even as big as the super heavy tank. I love it. I love it. Oh my god.
It was great. Loads of stuff for the Horus.
Of course, Perturabo gets the biggest tank, the biggest gun, because it's Peter Turbo. Also, Iron Warrior supremacy, apparently, allegedly. But I would love it if this is the tank that is the tank design gifted to him by the Lion, because the Lion was tricked by Perturabo.
See, I'm going to quickly dive in.
I do have to say, it just dwarfs. It dwarfs that standard battle. Oh my god, it dwarfs it.
Where we are at. Right, so we've got, will the custodies be playable in Warhammer 40,000? That's from Blood of Dead. Well, you've covered that one already.
Sort of covered that one.
Loads of those models will be. And it's really worth saying again, if it's got
Just
an
insane.
analogous unit in Warhammer 40,000, by all means use it. If it suits you, that would be great. Will we ever see more Sisters of Silence? And the answer to that is they have rules and all of their lore and stuff is contained within
we'll talk about what they're talking about.
So you can continue to field them. I hope one day we'll get more core models for them as well.
There's no new Sisters of Silence in this particular wave of releases.
But they are very much catered for.
Yeah, there's absolutely no reason that we wouldn't in the future, and they absolutely feature in the rules in this expansion.
And the
Okay,
question is,
so
can you tell us how many
what they're
heads there
saying is
were?
that there will be the Sisters of Silence have been baked into the rules already, but we haven't gotten a Sister of Silence box set this year or anything like that. But they're saying that a Sister of Silence army is on the cards in the future, and they are confirming it by their statements. But as to when, see, I think when it comes to the Sister of Silence having an army of their own, it's not a matter of if, but when, and that's also what they're saying. I mean, yeah, I'm surprised we don't have them yet, considering we have Custodes contingents even before this preview.
But I've forgotten because it's been quite a long preview. I think
How many
you get
heads for
how many bear heads? I think you get enough to do all of the models helmeted.
I think you
or
do, yeah.
bear
So if you want an entire squad in helmets, you can do it that way. If you want an entire squad in bear heads, you can do it that way as well, I think.
Perfect. But don't make your buying decision based on what I said right now, because I might be wrong.
I had a question earlier on that I actually got wrong.
Ooh,
I just wanted to revisit. So somebody asked if the Corsair unit was able to join, Huron's bodyguard was able to join another unit. I said it wasn't. It is, in fact, able to join another unit. So
perfect.
Sorry about that.
And the last question, this is from Love George, and the question is, in relation to the tank, is this plastic? Everything we've shown in this entire preview is in plastic. So I don't know which tank you meant, but the answer is yes.
It looks like there's one final thing they're going to show us later at the end.
The tanks, they're super heavy, all of it. It's plastic all the way.
Do you want to just get a shot of the...
Come on, fingers crossed we get LEMAN RUSS.
So try not to scrape the metal
right,
against each other. So I'm going to put them so they're sort of end to end. You can get a sense of how big they are if we get the camera on those. It is very nearly super heavy size.
It's really not quite... it's certainly not quite as bulky, perhaps.
I think they might travel...
Very... Yeah, it is almost super heavy sized. All the same, this thing... this is insane. The size, like that is already the width of the speaker's neck. This thing exceeds that.
Definitely do, yes. They have a bit more space inside there, perhaps.
Fantastic.
But it's a big old tank, certainly.
Right, there we go. We are not quite done yet. We did promise you that we would...
My guys, my dudes, Thinkers, this thing is larger than the width of their necks individually. Yeah, that's
Turn to the
crazy.
grim darkness of the far future, and here we are with a little teaser.
Claws, jaws, and vicious maws. A power claw. Some sort of iron warrior. The reign of iron approaches.
Well, that was a tease, wasn't it?
So that could mean almost
Oh,
anything.
It could. All we know is that the reign of iron approaches, and some of you may have been able to form your own opinions on things that maybe were being hinted at with hazard stripes and sort of burnished silver armor, who knows? If you want to have a look at those images again, hop over to warhammercommunity.com. There'll be an article appearing there. If it's not already there, it'll be very soon, and you can maybe glean a few more bits of information.
Warhammer
That brings
community,
us
hey?
to the
We'll
end
go
of our
there,
preview.
chat.
If you've enjoyed this and you want more Warhammer for tonight, over in the US at Palm Springs
Yeah,
right now,
that's
there is a
everything.
Warhammer.
That's everything. Let's go to the Warhammer community and look at those images, because I bet you that's Demon Primarch Perturabo. Okay, Warhammer community, Warhammer community images. The preview revealed the Eye of Terror. Good stuff. Let's get a load. Get a load of it. The Reign of Terror. Okay, here we go. Here's the pickies. Here do, in fact, be the picks. So, is that one? Uh-huh. A hammer. Yep. I'm calling it. It's Demon Primarch Perturabo. I'm calling it, chat. I'm calling it. I reckon it is Demon Primarch Perturabo. I am Belisarius calling it. I reckon it is. Oh, Jesus. Turn that off. I mean, it's just the same. Yeah, it's just the same thing. Sorry about the ear destruction there, chat. Yeah. I am calling it. I reckon that is Demon Primarch Perturabo. Mm-hmm. But I could be wrong. It could just be some sort of super crazy heavy infantry unit that is not a Primarch. But that's what I reckon it is. But yes, chat. It's been a lot of fun going through the new year Warhammer preview. Thank you all for hanging out today. Let's get some music back in here, and we'll have us a good old fashioned yawn before I head out. All right, chat. Thank you so much for tuning in today. To our live react of the New Year Warhammer preview of 2026. There was a lot to take in. We didn't get a LEMAN RUSS. We didn't get the return of the Space Wolves Primarch like we were hoping for. So that's a bust. But we did get hints of what could be a Primarch's return, and it looks like it might maybe be the Trader Primarch Perturabo. Who knows? I could be very wrong about what my eyes are telling me those images are, but hey, could be. And we got some really good Custodes releases. We've got Huron Blackheart and the Maelstrom box sets. It's just insane. The Red Corsairs are taking over along with the Eldari very soon. It's nuts. But yeah, chat, thank you so much for tuning in. I really enjoyed the excitement. It's 11:24. I'm gonna head out. We've been streaming for 2 hours almost. Some of it is an actual stream time because of the whole, waiting party. But thank you everybody for tuning in. If you want to see more live streams like this covering Warhammer 40k lore, subscribe to the theory channel Thinkafurr on YouTube. Follow me on Twitch for more streams and more gaming. I stream Wednesdays, Saturdays typically. I do not usually stream on a Sunday. Yes, ads. Of course, ads. Yes, the ads. What else is there to say? Oh, yes, join us on Discord. We do, in fact, have a Discord server. It is the heart of this community, the center of this community. There will be an invite link in the YouTube chat for you in just a second. But yeah, over at our Discord server is a bunch of chats, and we have a minis chat. We have a lore chat. We have so many chats. But that said, it's a lot of fun. You will not miss us, like at all, if you go there. Ow! 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 Why? Why? Why, Cal? Why? Why? Cal? Ouch! Ouch! Join Discord. Here. There you go, chat. It's in the refrigerator. It's in the chat. It's there. It's in the YouTube chat. But thank you. Thank you again for tuning in. Also, just to future-proof the channel, you just never know. Do understand that it is appreciated, but it is not necessary. But you can support our channel's production of content by joining as a member on YouTube, or as a Twitch subscriber on Twitch, or as a Patreon member on Patreon. The links are there in the channel about page, or on the Twitch page. Twitch, Twitch. My handle is Thinkafurr as well. But that said, even just watching these streams supports the content, commenting, letting me know your thoughts. It does its thing in the algorithm as well. But yes, all of those things are extremely appreciated, but they are not necessarily necessary. But I appreciate them, and they do go a long way in supporting me. If you want to do those things, go for it. You do not have to. Even just watching helps. But that said, thank you, everybody. It's been a wild ride today. I must go forth and edit and do things for the channel, for Caliban, for the Emperor, for the Imperium of Man. Thank you all for tuning in. I will now consider rating us out. But yes, say bye, chat. Say bye to YouTube. Who are we gonna watch now? I say we raid. Okay. Yes, I know who we're gonna raid. I do not know these people, but their game looks very fun. It's Blood Angels versus Chaos Demons, and they're having a 2,000 point battle. I believe they're called Blue Collar War Gaming. So let's give them a good old-fashioned /raid. And the raid message will be Big Brain Raid for Caliban. For Caliban. Yep. Yep, that's the raid message, chat. And if you're a Twitch subber, you will have my special emotes. Do feel free to use them. If not, use whatever emotes you want. But that will be the raid message when we plow into their chat. Okay. All right. Have yourselves a big brained, thonky day, everybody. Enjoy the tabletop. Bye-bye.